All right, ladies and gentlemen.
These primaries are important for Israel because they determine, first of all, to whom to give the authority to lead the Likud.
Okay, I'm hearing, folks, sorry for the technical difficulty there. What you were supposed to see there was Benjamin Netanyahu, and here a little description of what's going on. New elections in Israel, and Benjamin Netanyahu, is he going to win re-election or not? Let's go to Likud party member of the Knesset and former Deputy Minister of Defense for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Danon. Hello, sir.
Shalom from Jerusalem. Thank you for having me again on your show.
Well, it's always great to talk to you, Danny. So tell us what's going on. Talk about your challenge, and talk about what the prospects are there for the Likud party and Netanyahu and yourself.
We are going for elections again, unfortunately, on March 17. And the main message of the Likud party today is telling the public, endorse the big parties. Whether you support the left, you should endorse the Labour Party. If you endorse a national camp, you must support the Likud party, because otherwise we will have to go for elections again in a year or 2 years. That's why the main focus of the campaign will be vote for the big parties.
Well, Danny, what is at stake here? Because first of all, let me ask you right out. I believe there's nothing that Barack Obama would love more than to see Prime Minister Netanyahu lose and not be the Prime Minister of Israel anymore. They'd love to do away with Likud as a majority party and put Labor in there. Do you believe that behind the scenes, or maybe in front of the scenes, the Obama administration in any way, shape, or form is working to oust Benjamin Netanyahu? Danny? I think we lost him. Yeah, I heard the click. All right. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we will get Danny Danon back and ask him that question. And if you recall, we had Joel Rosenberg in studio yesterday, and he, of course, said that he believes that absolutely behind the scenes, sideways on the scenes, any way you want to look at it, the Obama administration is working to unseat Benjamin Netanyahu. And of course, if that happens, I believe that Israel will be in great, great peril because any talk, any contemplation of any kind of compromise with this duplicitous Palestinian Authority, this Fatah, that says in response to the slaughter of 4 rabbis in cold blood with meat cleavers, hey, this is awful, and then they treat the murderers as martyrs and give them all the honors that they give to all their martyrs. It's insane. So, Danny, we didn't hear your answer to my question. I don't know if you heard my question. My question was, do you believe the Obama administration or Democrats from America are working against or trying to unseat Benjamin Netanyahu?
It's totally as proven that whenever you have forces trying to intervene in our political system, they get exactly the opposite. Meaning, if President Obama would try to affect the elections, he would actually help the Likud party. So I don't know if he wants to get involved, but he's very public. He's not happy about seeing foreign forces, whether it would be Abu Dhabi or President Obama, telling to the public what to vote or to go. I think the public will react exactly to the right direction.
All right, let me ask you about what is at stake here, though. Talk about what's at stake. I mean, if Labor were to gain control, what would they do? Would they enter into an agreement with the Palestinians, go back to the pre-67 borders? I mean, is that the dire consequences that you would face if that were the case?
But when you look at the character of this campaign, look at the foreign minister who led the negotiation with the Philippines. You understand what's happening. The left-wing party, headed by Pete Livni and Bush, so I think for an agreement, even though we have no partner, based on the 9, the Likud party, which I belong in Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Danny, I gotta tell you, Danny, it's nobody's fault, but we have a terrible technical problem where it's very difficult to hear you. I hope we could arrange for you to come back tomorrow or the day after, and we'll, maybe we'll make sure that the connection is better. I'm really sorry, and I thank you for your time, Danny. Danny Danon, Likud party member of the Israeli Knesset, and really let's try to get Danny back this week with a much better connection. All right, folks. I mean, the very, very important election, as they all are in Israel, and they all are here too. But when you look at Iran and you look at ISIS and you look at the Palestinians and Hamas and Hezbollah, it just gets worse and worse. The threat does inside of Israel, and capitulation to the Palestinians who teach their children from the time they could, sit up to kill the Jew, and the Jew is a monkey, and we'll take Jerusalem with our blood, and they treat suicide and homicide murderers as heroes and name stadiums after them and use Mickey Mouse to teach the kids to hate the Jews. This is the society and the people you're going to make peace with? That's suicide. Suicide, ladies and gentlemen. All right, folks, we will be back with more of the Malzberg Show. In fact, we're going to have the Malzberg panel. But first, back in 1862, President Abraham Lincoln changed the course of the Civil War in American history at the same time with his preliminary Emancipation Proclamation. So let's take a look at the making of that historic document with this hour's American Moment. Don't go away.
Abraham Lincoln began the war between the states with a single stated purpose: to preserve the Union. So it surprised everyone when in July of 1862, President Lincoln announced his intentions to issue an Emancipation Proclamation to free the Southern slaves. Lincoln was urged to delay his proclamation until the Union Army could boast a battlefield victory. That opportunity came at the Battle of Antietam, when Union forces drove Lee's army out of Maryland. 5 days later, on September 22, 1862, President Lincoln issued the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation, stating slaves in those areas still in rebellion within 100 days will be freed. This action made slavery the focus of the war and ultimately caused France and England to withdraw their support of the South. The following January, Lincoln issued the actual Emancipation Proclamation, stating that all persons held as slaves within the rebel states are, and henceforth shall be, free. You're watching An American Moment on Newsmax TV.